Hey everybody, and welcome to AniBreak, the show. We just talk about the week's topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and for this week we have some news about some new crowdfunding opportunities for you want to support some of the great old school anime. We have some trailers for Doraemon, which there's a new movie out every single year, but there's a special one out this year, or coming out this year. And a couple Figmas, actually, that I know I'm actually fairly curious in picking up, and I'm sure you guys will be as well. You know, I always talk about either the Nendroids or the scale figures, but not so much about the Figmas. These two will probably change your mind about picking them up. So, but let's get to some odd news. You guys might remember several times I talked about the new domain, the .moe domain. It is actually now available. You can actually go ahead, as of like just I think yesterday or earlier this week, you can actually go out to most of your favorite domain registrar sites and pick up a .moe domain. I myself have already done this, so you can actually go to Otakulife.moe, and yes, it does work. I am trying to figure out though how I can make a website blush if you use the .moe. Now, if I see a Jason is .moe out there, I'm going to be not surprised at all. I know. I did pick up a few other domains for a couple of upcoming projects just for the hell of it. So yeah, I mean, you're looking at it from 10 to 20 bucks for a year registration for a .moe domain. So jump on it. You'd be surprised at how many are available right now. So. But let's get to a trailer, actually. This one? Yes, I did. Yes. Okay. So, aside from .moe, we're talking about Doraemon. I know it's been making waves here in the US recently for the sole fact that Disney XD is actually broadcasting some of the early episodes. Now, granted, they've been translated. Some of the signs are now in English. They changed a couple of the not only the names but the objects used in certain scenes to more reflect an American pop culture rather than Japanese culture. But you know what? We've gone over that. It's doing, I think, fairly well on Disney XD. But in Japan, it is always such a huge thing. I mean, every single year there's another Doraemon movie. This has been going on for well over a decade. Actually, well over 30 years. Yeah, I mean, they're now on their 36th Doraemon film. This thing keeps on going. And what's interesting that there's a new one coming out called Stand By Me Doraemon. And this is the first time it's going 3D CG. And we actually have a trailer for it right here. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's it. Honestly, the trailer makes it look like a lot of fun. It does its job. I do have to say the CG art style I think actually will work fairly well for the Doraemon franchise. The character and set designs in 3D CG kind of reminds me of a mix between like Meet the Robinsons meets the CG Astro Boy. I think that's what I'm looking at. For those of you who haven't really heard about Doraemon before, if you missed the past few episodes, this was based on a manga created back in like the mid-60s, like 1967, 1969. The idea behind it is that a robotic cat named Doraemon was sent by a boy in the future back to the present day to help his hapless grandfather, Nobita. Doraemon, Nobita, and all the other children you saw in the video deal with everyday childhood issues, solve problems, go on adventures, and they love playing with gadgets from Doraemon's fourth dimensional pocket. Yes. It has a pocket that can basically grab anything and everything. So it is, it's cute. It is a kid's show, but it's been going on for so long. More so than, we talked before about how, like, One Piece has grown to a huge phenomenon just for the sole fact that when kids started reading it and it just kept on growing and those adults kept on reading it, and it's everywhere. Doraemon's that to the nth level. It's huge over there. So I'm actually curious to checking out this one. I'm kind of hoping it makes its way stateside eventually. It doesn't make its way into Japanese theaters until August 8th, so we'll probably won't see a slimmer or even a glimmer of hope, I should say, of getting it here stateside until, I'd probably say sometime next year. But it is what it is. Moving on to some other news, we have some great news if you guys are fans of No Game, No Life. Really, really amazing series. It was a lot of fun, a lot of strategy, very, very colorful, very Technicolor Dreamcoat-esque, I should say, in terms of the color style. But if you guys really enjoyed that, the author of the light novel series for No Game, No Life actually worked on a what's called another novel, I should say, called Absolute Zero. And the idea behind this one, I'll give you an image of what it's called. It follows a young man whose quest for revenge takes him to a school that teaches the ability to manifest one's soul as a weapon. We've heard this many, many times before. Except his turns out to be a shield. He then partners with a silver-haired girl, as you see on the screen there, for school battle action. So yeah, I think for I think we're going for like another Shiro style, here. I think it'll work well. I mean, this is from the same publisher of No Game, No Life, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So this is actually getting a full TV anime adaptation. We'll probably get more information later on this year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It actually looks to be a lot of fun. Moving on real quick. We've talked about it briefly here and there about Captain Harlock, one of Leiji Matsumoto's incredible works. I mean, aside from Yamato, Star Blazers, Galaxy Express 999, Captain Harlock is right up there. And the great thing about Captain Harlock is that it's coming back. Well, sort of. It's coming back as a one-shot manga to celebrate the series. What was it? Yeah. It's going to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Matsumoto's debut as an artist. It's been around for so long. I mean, the original Captain Harlock manga was initially published back in the late 70s, like 1977, 1978. And it's grown to TV anime series, feature films, OVAs. Yeah, I mean, you name it, there's something of it out there, including there was that CG remake film just a few years ago that you can actually buy right now on Amazon for I think like $10, $15. Well worth it if you ask me. You guys could check that one out. Tons of fun. I'm very curious to see how fast this one-shot manga will be translated and be brought available over here. Hopefully very, very quick, because honestly, come on, it's Captain Harlock. It's amazing. If you guys haven't seen it yet, well, Crunchyroll streaming the original series. You can go online, and I believe Crunchyroll, if not, like Go Manga or one of the other official sites, is actually hosting the manga, officially translated and whatnot. You guys should really check this out. Moving on, quick news about Toonami. It was announced during one of their monthly Q&A sessions that they initially host on Tumblr, and then post actually on during the Toonami block, that they have yet another series that are joining the Toonami ranks later on in August, and that is going to be Gurren Lagann. Yes, cannot wait for this. We've all seen it so many times, but it's always great to get a new series in the Toonami lineup, because there are still, we sometimes forget, many people who they're just getting introduced to these series, to some really great anime for the first time through Toonami. So even though we've seen it before and we all love it, yes, it is the English dub, but you know what? Freaking enjoy it for what it is. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. It's one of Gainax's best, in my personal opinion. And yeah, this is easily the the way to get people who have never seen this before interested. If not, if you already have the Blu-ray box set, you can always just do that and just marathon the sucker, including the OVAs and the movies where they can throw galaxies at each other. Can't really call that a spoiler because it's just too ridiculous for a new person or the uninitiated to believe that's actually true. But yes, Toonami will be running the series starting August 16th. They're going to throw it into 2 a.m. blocks, so either you're going to be pounding some Red Bull and Monster and watching that live, or like the rest of us, just DVR it. So, you guys want to check that out. Moving on to Anime Souls. Anime Souls is an amazing website. If you guys have never heard it before, where have you been? It is a crowdfunding website that does things a little differently. Essentially, what it does, it gets the rights to stream some classic anime, stuff that probably never made its way over here stateside before, where you can watch the series for free, free streaming anime, and then combine that with the crowdfunding aspect. So if you're actually really enjoying, one of a classic series, then go ahead and actually throw in like $30-40 to help crowdfund an official DVD release over here in the States. That's actually really cool. They had success with Blackjack TV and, of course, Creamy Mommy. But they announced a few others right now, and I'm actually looking forward to checking some of these out. I've only seen one of these before, but honestly, some of the great anime from the 70s and 80s, just to have it on DVD again, is really, really cool. First up they announced is Dororo. It's a 26-episode series. It was black and white. It was made by Tezuka Productions, way back in the day. The idea behind this one is set in the Muromachi period during the 1470s after the wars of Onin and Bunmei. The story begins in the Noto Peninsula of the Hokuriku district. The main character, whose name Hyakimaru, who lacks as much as 48 body parts, obtains a fake body and eliminates 48 monsters that were made from his body to retrieve the missing body parts. Come on, it's gotta be fun. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, but you know what? It's great time. It's Osamu Tezuka. Come on, good stuff. I think it was back in 1967, 1969 when this was first released. Another one they actually talked about was from Tatsunoko Productions called Toshi Godion, or Godion the Warrior. This one was take place in the late 70s, early 80s. It is in color. 75 episodes long. The story follows the orphan Daigo Otaki on an Earth devoid of water. Daigo has a robot partner, panther companion, and they join the defense force of Victor City, where a giant robot, Gordian, fights off the city's invaders. I have seen a few episodes of Toshi Gordion, and it's so ridiculous back in the day. You guys really should check this one out. They have a number of other series available for streaming, and you can support them if you want on their website, which is animesols.com. It is you can sign up for free, and you can watch a bunch of great anime for free, legally for free. Awesome times. Talking real quick about some convention announcements. This one's actually having to do with ComicCon. It looks like Viz is actually going to bring a voice actress to ComicCon. Her name, you might know this, is Junko Takeuchi. She is the voice actress behind Naruto Uzumaki. Yes. She will be attending ComicCon. Also, the upcoming release game of Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution. The producer of that game, Daisuke Komoto, will also be in attendance. Now, Takeuchi has actually appeared at Comic-Con before, a few years ago, for the U.S. premiere of Naruto Shippuden, the movie Bonds. She's also voiced roles in Hunter x Hunter, Digimon Frontier, Precure, Inazuma 11, and Pokemon The Origin. She will be doing an autograph session and will attend Viz's Shonen Jump panel. So if you guys are going to be at Comic-Con, you guys may want to stop by Viz's booth and go maybe get an autograph or two. It'd actually be a lot of fun. Going over to Otakon, actually, next. They announced a couple biggies right now. They announced an anime director is going to be joining the ranks of their guest of honor for this year's event. Sunao Katabuchi. I apologize if I messed that up. He worked with Miyazaki on Sherlock Hound and Kiki's Delivery Service before directing his own series called Maken Lassie. He also went to direct the Black Lagoon series, as well as the sequel, Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail. Also, My Miracle and Princess Arete films. Apparently, he's currently, quote-unquote, hard at work on his new film. But I won't say what it was. So, I'd be definitely curious to go to the Q&A session and pick this guy's brain. The other huge one that actually... it's actually really cool they're actually getting this one. Otakon is announcing that the leader of the legendary rock band X Japan, Yoshiki, will be hosting a concert at Otakon. This will be based on Yoshiki's recent classical world tour with quote-unquote something special added for the Otakon event. Yoshiki's been everywhere. I mean, he lives on the West Coast now. He's attended South by Southwest. He's been in numerous anime events. He has his ongoing tour. He's all over the place. And, I mean, that's just him. We're not even talking about X Japan and the legendary history beyond that. And I mean, yet last year Otakon snagged a big one. The fact that they got Yoko Kanno to perform a completely new concert, semi-interactive with graphics and her piano and the music. I heard it was absolutely stunning, and it obviously sold out. They even actually broadcasted it live in a separate room, and that was sold out and filled to the brim. So now you're going to have Yoshiki coming this year, and God, it's going to be an amazing event. I wish I could go this year. If you guys can, I believe tickets are still available. You can go to Otakon's website, and Otakon takes place August 8th through the 10th in Baltimore, over on the East Coast. Let's see what here. Well, we already talked about Appleseed Alpha. We've shown the trailer before. I've mentioned my thoughts on the difference in the character design for this new CG go-around. But you guys can check it out for yourself because the Blu-ray and DVD are released as of yesterday. So you can go pick this up. It's actually received fairly decent praise, at least in terms of the graphical sense. Action-wise, probably just as good as every other Appleseed series or movie and series out there. And the fact that this film is actually getting a spin-off manga, never know. If you enjoy this movie and you pick it up, you probably want to pick up the manga when it comes out as well. A few more things and we're going to wrap this up. I know it is a short episode, but that's pretty much a short news week because everything's either been announced already or being saved up for announcements at ComicCon this upcoming weekend. You know, Michael and I have talked about a few times about Phantasy Star Online 2. We've been waiting for this series to be or this game, I should say, to be officially released over here in the States. Hasn't happened yet, although they have officially added an English language international server, but by international they just mean Asian countries, nothing specifically over here stateside. Right, yeah, I'm sure. But they do have something for all you Vocaloid fans out there if you want to join. It is a free game. But they did announce that both Miku and Luca will be performing later this month on Phantasy Star Online 2's virtual stage. The two idols will take the stage within the Arcs lobby starting actually today. They will perform the theme song from Phantasy Star Portable 2 called Living Universe. Those people in-game who are attending this short-time concert will receive rare drops, money, and experience boosts, which will last for 2 hours. So if you're a fan of Vocaloids and you want to check this out, you can just do a quick Google search. You'll find out how to go ahead and sign up for a free PSO2 account, download the program, jump in, and just have fun with it. So you guys want to check this one out. if you want to. Let's see. I know we're wrapping things up real quick. I mentioned at the beginning of the episode about Figmas, which is the ultra posable figures that are they are extremely popular. For me, I'm not the best at posing them, so I only have a couple here and there. I do have to say though, with these announcements, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I do have to say, Good Smile Company came out with this one literally just within the last 24 hours, and I'm really surprised by this. I love how ANN's article states that they must have been utilizing some pretty impressive stealth skills to keep this latest addition to the Figma lineup a secret. Not surprising at all. So this one, in association with Max Factory and Kojima Productions, they unveiled their latest figure, presenting the first Metal Gear Solid Snake Figma. Oh yes, so if you were a fan of Metal Gear Solid, you're going to be wanting to check this one out and pick this up. The outfit is based on Snake's appearance in Metal Gear Solid 2. And it'll be on display at this year's WonFest, or Wonder Festival, which will be taking place in about 4 days. So we'll probably get more pictures of this and whatnot in the very near future. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. It was premiered online in a webcast by Kojima himself, which makes all the sense in the world. You guys should check this one out. No word yet on either release date or price, but if they're announcing this now and they're going to show a prototype at WonFest, it has to be pre-orders within 3 months and availability within 9 months is my guess. What I really want to see is the accessories going to come with this thing, because this thing needs to come at least with the cardboard box. You guys know it needs to come with that at least. There already is an Android out for it, so, but honestly, I think the Figma works very well in this situation. The last one that I want to talk about today is actually for Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. You guys know how much I enjoy this series. It's always in my top 5 series of all time. And I do have to say that it kind of works well. I mean, Shiro's original Ghost in the Shell celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. Ghost in the Shell Arise is going to be premiering its final episode in September. By the way, you can go online to Write Stuff for Funimation and pre-order episode 3 limited edition Blu-ray. But it looks like for Standalone Complex, this version of the Major is actually getting her own Figma. It's going to be distributed by Good Smile Company, and it'll be available this December. I cannot wait to check out the quality of this Motoko figure. I do have to say, it actually works really well. The posing works well. I mean, that's just the Figma itself. That's just, people know how to do that. But even like the hair moving to its side, that's a classic Motoko, pose, I should say. I'm really looking forward to this one. I kind of want to pick this one up. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be available this December. The retail price is about 4,500 yen, so about 45-50 bucks. Right in the usual lineup as with most Figmas out there. But yeah, you guys can pre-order this one right now. And I highly recommend you do if you actually are a fan of Ghost in the Shell like I am. So that's because there's not too many Gits figures out there. And when you do find them, because they're so small in number, they're usually fetching a pretty price. So this is kind of cool to pick up. But I do have to say that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I know it's a bit on the short side compared to past episodes, but you take the good with the bad, and it's a slow news week. We will be back next week. I do have to make a mention of something, and I will also post this on Facebook and Twitter later on, that Michael and I and Nikki were actually able to acquire tickets to ComicCon. We're going to go on Sunday, which will be probably the slowest day, which means we can see a lot of cool stuff, which is great news for us. bad news, because it's on Sunday, there will not be an episode of From My Mother's Basement. I know we were gone for 2 weeks and only came back for 1 week, just teasing you with our return, but we're not going to be here this Sunday. We'll be back the following Sunday, and that'll give me a time to go through all the images and video we'll take, as well as go through all the news that'll be announced at ComicCon. So, you guys want to follow me, if you haven't already, on Facebook and Twitter. It is Otakulife Jason. I'll be posting pictures and, tweeting God knows what from the show floor if you guys are not going to be there. If you are going to be there and you see me, stop by, say hi, we'll take a picture and hang out for a little bit. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's me for this episode of AniBreak. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for post-show, and yeah, for AniBreak, I'm Jason. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.